Hello, I'm Colleton County Fire Rescue Chief Barry McRoy, and I appreciate your interest in this exciting new initiative that will benefit the citizens of Colleton County. Pursuant to County Council action in March 3, 2004, Colleton County Fire Rescue assumed the ambulance duties for Colleton County. Today, Fire Rescue remains the sole 911 emergency ambulance provider for Colleton County and all 6 municipalities. Fire Rescue operates 9 advanced life support emergency ambulances 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These ambulances are staffed with firefighter paramedics and firefighter EMTs that respond to various incidents, including both medical emergencies and traumatic injuries. Many advances in pre-hospital trauma care can be traced back to the military's care for soldiers during each war. In the Civil War, many techniques were used that would be considered rudimentary by today's standards. After World War II, both the military and civilian world began to better understand the importance of rapid transportation to definitive care, that being a trauma center staffed with surgeons that could permanently stop bleeding and restore blood flow to affected organs and tissues. To that end, the Korean and Vietnam Wars began to see the use of air medical transportation to rapidly transport soldiers with traumatic injuries. Today, Colleton County Fire Rescue uses both air and ground resources to rapidly transport patients with trauma injuries to regional trauma centers. There have been changes to pre-hospital medicine since the Civil War to today. However, one thing has not changed, and I'd like to ask Battalion Chief Joey Campbell, our Chief Medical Officer, to discuss this one thing.
Thank you, Chief. Colleton County Fire Rescue responds to many patients that are victims of traumatic injuries. These instances include motor vehicle accidents, falls from significant heights, and penetrating injuries and blunt force trauma. In all these types of injuries, we strive to rapidly deliver these patients to a trauma center while minimizing blood loss through the use of bleeding control techniques and fluid resuscitation. Unfortunately, our fluid resuscitation currently includes only IV fluids such as normal saline or lactated ringers. These fluids are simply volume expanders as they only take up space in the patient's vasculature. Unlike blood cells, these fluids do not carry oxygen and have no clotting factors. A trauma surgeon once said that there is no substitute for blood loss other than blood gain. That is the one thing that has not changed throughout a century of continuous improvement in pre-hospital trauma care. The loss of significant amounts of blood can be fatal to a patient involved in a motor vehicle accident, just as it was on a patient lying on a battlefield during the Civil War. Today, with surgery in the field to permanently stop bleeding being an undesirable procedure, we have been left with no alternative. But tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow will be better. Colleton County Fire Rescue, with the support of Colleton County Council, County Administration, our medical control physician, Dr. Adam Mandel, has been approved by DHEC Bureau of EMS and Trauma, the DHEC Trauma Advisory Council, the DHEC Medical Control Committee, and the DHEC Advisory Board to conduct a blood pilot project in Colleton County. This will enable our ambulances to carry life-saving blood that can be administered to patients with traumatic injuries in the field during transportation to a trauma center. Blood administration will also be available to patients that have certain types of medical emergencies. Colleton County Fire Rescue will be the first county non-hospital-based ground ambulance service to carry blood in South Carolina and one of only 5 services in the United States. Our ambulances currently have the proper equipment to store blood. Our firefighter paramedics will soon be trained to administer blood to victims of trauma in Colleton County. And this initiative will serve to provide a higher level of care to the patients with traumatic injuries that can be found almost anywhere else in the entire country. We hope to have our logistical plans and training completed by mid-February of 2020 with a March 2020 deployment.
This project and the higher level of care it brings to our citizens would not be possible without the work of many individuals and groups. I'd like to especially thank Colleton County Council, County Administrator Kevin Griffin, our Assistant Administrator Megan Utze, Dr. Adam Mandel, our Medical Control Physician, DHEC's Advisory Council, Medical Control Committee, Advisory Board, the Bureau of EMS and Trauma Chief Rob Ronsky and his staff, our regional trauma centers for their resounding support, all of the Colleton County Fire Rescue's career and volunteer personnel, and I offer special thanks to Battalion Chief Joey Campbell, because this project would not have been possible without him. Finally, we want to thank the citizens of Colleton County. We consider this a great honor to serve each and every one of you, and we're very excited to bring this higher level of care to you in the event that you experience a traumatic injury.